What up, though? This a live reactions with Brody. Brody, bro, you already know, and I hope ain't nobody fucking with y'all, but if they is, fuck back on my baby. Fuck. Was it the family? 8 shots. 6.
Made e-cigarette products.
Shit, a little too loud. Shout out to the family TV, man, on my baby. Hey, if y'all new to the chat, hit the sub button, man. Hit the like button, and let me know where you from in this bitch on my baby. I gotta get my mind right around this bitch here.
Damn, niggas got switches in this bitch. Damn.
2,000 shots. 5 fully automatics. God damn.
There's so many motherfuckers. This make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Just left Leland.
Damn.
Bodies on the ground, man. We gotta do better. We got to do better. You know what I'm saying? An event like Homecoming is supposed to be safe and a good event. But we shouldn't end up here. We shouldn't end up here.
This shit is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, these the ones that make it. Just love leaving. It's like 7 bodies laid out on the ground that didn't make it.
Damn.
Girls, with kids, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's senseless, man. If you were standing next to somebody and you seen something, man, or you seen somebody who's doing that
football game? Damn.
We're present to discuss the mass shooting that occurred Friday night. 6 people are confirmed to have died. 4 of them died on the scene, and 2 more succumbed to their injuries.
Today we visited a place a week ago after that tragic mass shooting that followed the homecoming game. But this time, we're crossing the state line into Mississippi. And I ain't talking about one homecoming, not 2, not even 3 or 4. I'm talking about multiple homecomings, all tied to black schools, HBCUs, high schools, and a tight-knit community where everybody knows everybody. We're gonna visit some small Mississippi towns where love still lives and neighbors still wait, and where crime usually don't make the front page. Family, break my heart to know in the last 24 hours, 9 people gone, over 2,000 shots reportedly fired, and more than 20 others were hit. 3 separate scenes.
Damn.
Connected by one thing: celebration turned to chaos. Now, when I first heard about it, I thought it was one isolated situation. Then we speak from the heart, because we're supposed to be time of joy, pride, and unity turned into tragedy and heartbreak. We're talking about high school students, young adults, and families we know so far. Let's try to remember this fact. When we cover these stories, it's not to point fingers or place blame. It's to bring awareness, to spark conversation, and to remind us what's really going on in our communities. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said,
I don't give you no angles, I just give you the story.
Subscribe. We'll jump right to it.
Shout out to the family
Friday,
TV, man.
Several Friday night shootings in Mississippi at high school homecoming celebrations left multiple people dead and injured. The first shooting happened in Leland. It occurred on Main Street where 16 people were shot, leaving at least 4 dead after school's homecoming game. And before we go over the details, I want to briefly talk about each place we're going to visit in Mississippi. As mentioned, it's relatively small as far as a community. Now, Leland, Mississippi is located in Washington County, Mississippi, part of the Mississippi Delta region. It's about 10 miles east of Greenville, or roughly 2 hours from Jackson. It sits right along U.S. Highway 82 and have a population of around 4,000 residents, majority African American. Home of Leland High School and Leland Elementary, both serving as community anchors. The town celebrates local football and marching band culture. Friday nights are big community events. And this past Friday was Leland High School homecoming. After winning the game, people went out to celebrate. So the Washington County Coroner's Office later identified the victims as LaQuisha Washington Johnson, 41, Calvin Plank, 19, Chappelle 25, Caitlin Johnson, 18, Amos Brentley, 18, Jermichael Jones, 34. May all 6 victims rest in peace and level condolences to their families. Concerned citizens nearby have recorded the aftermath. Check it out.
Damn, niggas got switches.
This shit crazy. This shit's so crazy. There's 3 bodies right here. Shot. Leading a homecoming. 3 bodies.
This shit crazy. These niggas got switches at high school. Like,
I come back. Walk past.
nigga, we had 2.5s and motherfucking 22s and 38s and 38 specials, long noses and shit.
Shit, man. Leading a homecoming, man. Switches and all that shit, man.
That's crazy.
Stupid shit. Talk. Somebody's kid ain't coming home yet. Body's laying up.
Don't do that. Hey, could you tell stop doing that?
Folks gathered on Main Street in Leland to celebrate and have a good time after homecoming. But the night took a tragic turn after where
people can come to have fun.
From shoes left behind, shattered glass, shell casings, and a car riddled with bullet holes. The firefighters spraying blood off the ground. This
It's just sadness, mainly sadness. Sad for the families that lost loved ones.
The shooting happened in downtown Leland after Leland High School's homecoming.
When you hear about people just shooting in a crowd, were they really talking to anybody, or did they just come here just to wreak havoc?
Love slots? The Drag Kings Casino apps got you covered.
That's
they got
fucked
tons of
up,
slots
man.
to
I
choose
ain't gonna
from.
lie to you.
All these options.
5-year-old Chevion Powell, 18-year-old Cassidy Johnson, 18-year-old Amos Bankman, and 34-year-old Jermichael Jones. Some of the victims died at trauma centers.
The fuck was this old ass doing there?
Leland School District Superintendent Jesse King said the murders hit especially hard since his school district worked so hard to keep.
It is very upsetting. People should have a right to come home and enjoy themselves.
Leland city leaders, the FBI, ATF, and Washington County Sheriff's Department didn't have much to say about the suspect, except to say he remained on the run until Saturday night.
Ask the public to recognize that they have a role in this investigation. You will have seen something, you may have heard something, or know someone who did. We ask you to share that information.
And while investigators work to find their
I think it don't belong to you. Even though I'm a resident of Leland, I've been in Leland my whole life. This is not my city. So I can't go around being a vigilante and just shooting at people.
And she said this incident has shattered the peace of this small town, forcing many to wonder if there's any place safe anymore.
Investigation assisted in the investigation. The second shooting also happened at South Delta High School in Rolling Fork, about 200 miles south. The oil details about whether they were students remain undisclosed. An 18-year-old Tyler Gerard Goodluck was arrested as a person of interest in the Heidelberg case, with Jasper County Sheriff's Office confirming his custody without incident. Further west in Cherokee County, South Delta High School had a homecoming football game in Rolling Fork, where suddenly gunshots had rang out.
Them niggas on the field.
Now, according to the sheriff, it was at least 2 gunshot victims. One was identified as Quindale Wise. Wise was discovered with God. It was also mentioned that 2 suspects in connection with the shooting were arrested on Saturday. The suspects was identified as Justin Pam and Michael Miles Jr. was found on the school's baseball field, while another died in the tailgate area near the bleachers. And according to Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, one of the victims was an expectant mother. But then the violence to Saturday with additional shootings tied to university homecomings at Alcorn State University in Lowman. Gunfire broke out at around 6:30 p.m. near Industrial Technology Building at Jack's grocery store during the school's homecoming celebration. One person, 29-year-old Marika Fisher, a mother of young children, was killed, and 2 others were injured but expected to.
With the deadliest happening in Leland, each happening at or near high school football festivities. Now this afternoon, the mayor of Leland, members of local law enforcement, ATF, and MBI and the FBI were present to discuss the mass shooting that occurred Friday night. 6 people are confirmed to have died. Now 10 others are currently being treated at the hospital. Officials have not found the suspect or suspects, and they're asking for the public's help in bringing the shooters or shooters to justice.
We ask the public to recognize that they have a role in this investigation.
Don't do that.
You will have seen something, you may have heard something, or know someone who did. We ask you to share that information fully to the community.
If you have any information on the shooting, you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI or go to tips.fbi/gov.
I just can't read.
Call 378-TIPS. News: more shootings happening across the state. This one in Rolling Fork at South Delta High School. Right now, we know that 2 people have died, or have been arrested after gunfire broke out.
What the fuck is up with her?
High school football game last night. The motive behind the shooting is unknown, and it's unclear if anyone was injured. We've reached out to the Sharkey County Sheriff's Office for more information, and we're still waiting to hear back. And that third shooting happening at Heidelberg High School's homecoming football game last night, leaving 2 dead.
They keep spreading this nigga face.
Injured. The Jasper County Sheriff's Department says 18-year-old Tyler Jared Goodlow is now in custody as at this time. And Governor Tate Reeves making a statement after providing an update on last night's shooting, saying our state is praying for the victims and their families, as well as the entire Heidelberg and Leland communities. Those responsible will be brought to justice.
Now in Jackson, a separate shooting occurred near the tailgate area of Jackson State University Stadium during their homecoming game on Saturday. Police Chief Tyree Jones reported that 11-year-old on social media of multiple cars being lit on fire in the tailgate area.
It started at one car, yeah. Oh yeah, more cars. Everybody car. It's like 6-7 cars over there now. Yeah. And these are people ain't even out here with their feet, they stop. They ain't even out here.
You know, fam, I don't really know where to stop. This is crazy. Put things in perspective. I understand. I don't know if we've ever witnessed 5 homecoming events in the same state having mass casualties like this. I'm not sure if it ever have happened, and I pray it never happens again. Now, this can be isolated, but in small towns, when people do revenges, it seems like they travel to the next person of interest. They young, they kids. The peace to every victim.
Rest in peace to all of them, man, because that's crazy as hell, bro, to go to home. Like, 5, they said 5 different shit. 5 different motherfucking shootings on home the same night. What the fuck? Sacramento rapper killed in the middle driveway by a man. Scamming senior citizens, 83-year-old done. Damn. We're gonna go with
being a part of a pre-K program has a huge impact on students.
Order it. They from the hood, they from the grove, let's keep it.
Yeah, G, shout out. He got me righteous. You know what I'm saying? It was again. Song on the price tag.
That's fucked up, bro, because I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with Shooter Gang, Coney them, man. I don't know if y'all tuned in or y'all tapped in to Mozzie. And the shit that be going on in the Bay, but I fuck with Shooter Gang, Coney them, man. They fell out and shit. And this nigga, oh man, that nigga say he took his chain, fell off.
On my mama, I think this a stolen item also. You know what I'm saying? Wristwear go crazy. A Mary, it's like a Bandicoot or something.
A Bandicoot or something.
I think what Lamans or something like that. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
And a couple stolen items. Niggas is crazy.
Come shine if you done took, nigga. Hold up.
I run it,
and poison. Popping out for niggas tucking you still living at mommy. The person who may have killed him.
My nigga Mozzie go hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Mozzie slept on.
Photos just released by Montgomery County deputies. Now, this man was seen yesterday driving around in a gray Pontiac sedan, dark tinted windows, and a red Pontiac emblem on the 25-year-old Vashon Johnson on Bitterroot Drive yesterday afternoon.
Make it make sense. But I know what led up to
Look
that.
at Jalik.
You know, like nobody knows that Mozzie and Mozzie jumped June on the beat in Texas before they parted ways. Mozzie does what he does. Eric, he sits down. He's like, Eric, he sits down. He's like, he's just staring at everybody. And then like everybody's looking. And then something was said. And then Mozzie's like, we started shooter game.
Fam, I guess we're on politics today. She was. And depending on where you live, them politics look nice. But with the Mexicans too, it's one of them places where the lights, and at times, you even get to the point where the brothers risk their own lives behind Mexican politics. Now this story right here gets wild. It's been a couple of years since that is allegedly tied to videos, street talk, all pointing to something deeper. And now, the truth is starting to come out. But this,
I don't want to say it, bro, but man, my nigga Mozzie gotta watch out for that motherfucking Rico, man, on my baby, bro, because the niggas out there be tweaking, gang. I'm not gonna lie.
it ain't just about rap. It's about politics.
Them niggas be tweaking.
City, but went across state lines to gut him down in his mom's driveway. A man who had a brother who made it out, played in the NFL, which we'll later discuss. So in this video, we're breaking down the history, the politics, the culture, and paying our respects to those orders. So
shout out to the family.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Fam, before we get into the details of this tragic story, you gotta understand Sacramento. It's not just California's capital. It's a city where street politics run as deep as any government office. Every side has their own structure, alliance, and enemies. Unlike LA, where gang borders been drawn for decades, Sacramento's neighborhoods overlap. You'll find Bloods, Crips, Latinos, all within miles of each other. Sometimes even within the same schools or families. The rap scene out there reflects the same tension. Artists like Mozzie, Briss, Sally Root, EBK Young Jock, Shooter Gang, JoJo, and VJ all helped put the city on the map. But behind the music, the politics never left. And sometimes the beat just made it louder. But from the outside looking in, some say the biggest artist out of Sacramento is a man who's identified as Mozzie, real name Timothy Patterson. Mozzie came straight out of Oak Park, one of the city's most historic and active neighborhoods. He started local, dropping mixtapes that sounded like Raw Street Diaries. Then in 2015, his project, Blah Blah Blah, changed everything. That tape turned Mozzie into a voice for the trenches. His pain, loyalty, and storytelling cut through.
Niggas know me, they know I ain't with the fuckery. Say you need the job done,
you know you supposed to come to me.
By 2018, he was on tracks with YG, Nipsey Hussle, and Kendrick Lamar, bringing Sacramento's voice to a national stage. But even as he rose, the politics followed. Oak Park's unity was cracking. Different generations forming new crews, new sides, new ambitions. Mozzie come up showed the city it could be done, but it also showed how hard it is to outrun the same energy that raised you. And that's when the younger generation, a group connected to Oak Park's newer generation. Energetic, bold, and loyalty. VJ wasn't just a rapper. He was a brother, a son, and a hometown man. That's because VJ's older brother is Carl Branderson, defensive end for the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, that's right. Same family, same bloodline. While Carl was making headlines on Sundays for the Saints, VJ was making noise in Sacramento's rap scene. Two brothers from the same roots, both chasing dreams in different. That just show you
I don't know him.
I didn't smoke. One brother under stadium lights, the other fighting to make it out the trenches. And in the end, both of their stories remind us that no matter how far you go, the past can still find its way home. Back in 2022, a well-known member from Shooter Gang got their chain took. The same guy was vacation at the studio.
Hold on, I gotta pause it. Hold on. As soon as I get up, this nigga wanna start talking about the shit. Hold on, man. I gotta rewind it a little second. Damn. Alright, my bad.
To show you how close success and struggle really live next to each other. One brother under stadium lights, the other fighting to make it out the trenches. And in the end, both of their stories remind us that no matter how far you go, the past can still find its way home. Back in 2020, a year later here, in full detail what allegedly went on.
My boy.
You start seeing videos with Mozzie having a chain on his neck, even having it with this CMG chain. A chain from his label after recently signing to CMG just 2 years ago. Check out a clip from him in the mall.
CMG, shout out the guy, he got me righteous, you know what I'm saying? It was a gift.
My God.
So I don't know the price tag on that. This one right here, I don't know, it fell off the neck. I put it on, so I don't know the price tag. On my mama, I think this a stolen item also. You know what I'm saying? Wristwear go crazy.
Wristwear go crazy.
What is these? I think what
is these?
Lemons or something like that. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Yeah, they like a Benedict too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like a, what's that, 2,000 and a couple stolen items?
Stolen items is crazy.
It fell. It actually fell.
It actually fell. You tell all they lit, Lord.
And that chain situation led to Mozzie chains, or affiliates who had Mozzie chains, getting confiscated from the other side as well. They went to Instagram and started to post, and it led to a back and forth.
Like a surf stick, huh? Just like a bird kiss. The bag, I ain't learned shit. Yeah. Come shiny, you didn't took.
Clarities. Oh, clarities. Little boogers. Little boogers. Snotty.
But here's what things.
It's shooter.
The night
Man, I
after
can't remember. It's too fucking fast. How you do it that fast?
A tragedy hit hard. V-Sean Shooter Gang VJ Johnson was shot and killed in front of his mother's home in her own driveway in Porter, Texas. Authorities say he had recently
in Texas
trying to focus on music and family. But even 100 miles away, old tension seems to follow. That night, multiple shots were fired.
How the fuck he
By
get
the time
back?
paramedics arrived, it was too late.
That's a back door on my baby. How he get caught in Texas?
He lost his life. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family.
The person who may have killed a man in his driveway in Porter. Here are the surveillance photos just released by Montgomery County deputies. Now, this man was seen yesterday driving around in a gray Pontiac sedan, dark tinted windows, and a red Pontiac emblem on the hood. It's thought that this man could be and is armed and dangerous. Investigators think he killed 25-year-old Vashon Johnson on Bitterroot Drive yesterday afternoon. They do believe the suspect and victim knew each other and that they were in a fight, but we do not know. We're going to find out at this point what they were fighting about.
Now, for years, no arrest would be made for VJ's demise. People always wonder, what did he do to make people want to make him a He made a questionable quote in a song featuring Shorty Shorty titled Tell the Truth.
We put up the Luciano house, so when I'm popping out, the niggas tucked in used to living at mommy's good house.
No.
Oh my God. I didn't even. Oh my God.
These connections.
You see how niggas.
Because both Mozzie and Shooter Gang come from Oak Park, the same soil. See, Mozzie rep 4 Ave Park pushing Hell Gang, while Shooter Gang JoJo and VJ held down their side of Oak Park under Shooter Gang banner. It's all Oak Park, just different branches of the same tree, at the same neighborhood. So when VJ was killed, it wasn't outsiders who came for him. It was something born within Sacramento's own circle. That's what made this one hit home.
After the LED mask, I brushed my teeth. Susan toothbrush.
God
Love the
damn.
digital derm routine. What?
Fucking long. I gotta get YouTube Premium, bro. What the fuck? They fuck up the whole little vibe in this bitch. But these niggas tweaking. My baby, these niggas tweaking. But if y'all, man, that nigga cold. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with him. I fuck with Mozzie too. Mozzie hard as hell, man. I'm sick of these. When they was together, I'm like, oh yeah, these niggas about to be hard as hell. And then that shit happened. I'm like, what the fuck happened? But you know, I don't know. I'm all the way in Michigan. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? Fucking long ass commercial break.
Babies are full of surprises.
In June of 2025, detectives with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit and the Gangs Investigations Unit, working hand in hand with Sacramento's police and Sacramento's County Sheriff's Office, announced the arrest of 2 men from Sacramento. The first was 31-year-old Nashad Shrugs, who picked up the Sacramento on June 25, 2025. He was extradited to Texas and booked into the Montgomery County Jail, charged for his alleged role in VJ's murder. Whether he cooperated or not, only time will tell. Then on October 7, 2025, a Texas grand jury handed down an indictment for 28-year-old Trayvon Oates, better known in the rap world as Marco Mula. Oates is also from Sacramento and was already. He'll be extradited to Texas to face these charges. And when that news dropped, people outside of Sacramento was as shocked because people know Marco Mula as a close affiliate to Mozzie.
Why are they shocked if they beefing?
Now when this news had broke less than 48 hours ago, a popular Sacramento-based blogger had went to Instagram and said the following. I can't believe Mozzie really sent the bliss on VJ. Now to all you out-of-town content creators that want to chime in, stay out of Sacramento politics. Mozzie knows what it is with me. Her name is Jalisi. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. If I'm not, I apologize, baby girl. But she went on No Jumper a couple months ago before.
I fuck with Jalisi.
She briefly spoke on the situation between VJ and Mozzie and how his chain was confiscated in the studio after an altercation. Check out what she had to say.
Over there just waving the Mozzie flag, just like rooting for the home team, or are you more like objectively just observing?
No. I was definitely waving the home team flag. I was definitely Mozzie. We were opening his shows. Well, I wasn't, but I was with, who I was friends with at the time. We were opening his shows. We were in the mix. Like, definitely. Like, when we were all through Oakland, you couldn't drive down the street in Oakland or San Francisco without hearing Mozzie at that time.
Mozzie was that nigga.
Definitely, I was definitely on the Mozzie bandwagon for sure. And then what took it? Now today.
Today, no. Today, no. But back then, yeah. When did you have a change of heart?
I want to say when Sugar Gang Coney got his chain confiscated.
Oh, it was Coney chain? Man, hell no. Confiscated is crazy.
So, I think that's...
He said it fell off the nigga neck. You saying he confiscated.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's where your heart truly lies.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
No, I fuck
about it because I hear you clowning Young Jock for allegedly getting his chain confiscated. But now you're over here saying you had your heart.
Hang it at. Like, okay, we're gonna keep talking about this. Like, it's getting old. Like, every rappers get violated every day. More than the surface. It was like, make it make sense. But I know what led up to that. Like, nobody knows that Mozzie and Iman June finally started to tell his side of the story, and then he started to come for me. I'm like, I didn't even tell.
They just were on everything together, and they June on the beats, and it was silence for a long time. Was it already known, like inside, what happened?
No. If you were somebody in a park, you knew what happened. You had to have been somebody. So we knew. But you're getting Coney and Mozzie, I seen the tension coming. It wasn't, so when it happened, it wasn't, but I feel like Mozzie waited. I had some type of say-so in regards to the politics in Oak Park, in regards to Zilla, or whatever the case may be. So Mozzie's really Zilla. But when he did that to Coney, it was when everybody was either passing away, going to jail for a long time. Like, I felt like, and it really wasn't Mozzie. I feel like Mozzie was venting to Mozzie. And then, like, Mozzie was just like, okay. They come to the studio.
Look at suspect. Niggas like breaking out. I want to know.
See, Uzzy Marcus, he's with some people from Franklin. They're already in the studio in LA. Mozzie and Mozzie come to the studio with B.O.E. Moon. They all come to the studio. And then Mozzie comes and he sits down. Mozzie does what he does. Eric. And he sits down and he's like, Eric. And he sits down and he's like, he's just staring at everybody. And then, like, everybody just comes in. Boom! Like, and then Mozzie, and then here comes Mozzie coming for Sugar Gang Coney, and then now I know exactly what happened. Like,
she said it like she was in that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sitting thinking she was in this motherfucker.
Right.
So that, yeah.
Yeah, because the last time I interviewed Sugar Gang Coney, it was
you didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know enough to be able to press him and be like, okay, tell me what really happened. But
yeah.
Like, I had like a little tiny, I'm like, oh, okay, he fell out with Mozzie. He doesn't wear the chain anymore. So I like asked him about it, but
he didn't want to really talk about it. And no, that's what happened. And That is the reason why there's bloodshed in our park until this day.
Damn.
And it's not going to stop. It was all because of that chain.
Really? You can all go back to that then.
It's always been.
Damn.
Crazy. I know that was a lot, but I hope I broke it down to
that's
for these people who not from Sacramento can get the where we going with this video based on the public facts. And at the end of the day, you can call it what you want, but this story ain't just about rap. It's about how success, pain, and loyalty all collide with the same man from Oak Park, with family in the lead and music in his heart. To lose your life right outside your mother home, that's pain that never heals. And what makes it harder is knowing everybody involved come from the same streets. That's not gang war, that's heartbreak. So when we talk about Sacramento politics, this is what it means to me. It's more than colors. It's family, history, and choices that ripple for generations. Rest in peace to the victim once again. Number condolences to his family. Prayers to anyone who was affected by the story we just covered and talked about. Every guy that's watching this, remember, it ain't about where you from. It's about how.
I finally found out what the fuck happened with them niggas. Damn, another nigga found dead in the driveway.
The face so lazy, drop that nigga dead and blow, drop the bag, I'm on your head, little bitch, I need.
These niggas got
The face so lazy, drop that nigga dead and blow, drop the bag, I'm on your head, little bitch, I need a break.
Okay.
And then he got blood.
Position there.
So you are white boy home, buddy.
Oh yeah, let me cut that up.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even know what you're doing. Why they saying you are? You are again?
Yeah, let me clear that up. No, niggas were really sitting on me, fool. Niggas had me in their palms like this. Niggas had me in their palms like this on my baby. Niggas could have rioted and got me. You hear me? Niggas not on it on my baby. If I see your ass.
Gonna do the same thing to you, so why not do it to them? Why show them compassion when they ain't gonna show your folks no compassion? Babe, saying he ain't spam shit. Hey, wait, they ain't gonna spare me. Yeah, wait, when if they sign in a day and they come to court, they ain't gonna spare me in court.
In connection to the deadly mass shooting in 5 Points South of Birmingham, we have just confirmed new charges against the man charged in the 5 Points South mass shooting.
Just review.
What's considered a mass shooting? Like, how many people gotta get hit?
Counts of homicide, killing a.
I guess we back in Birmingham, Alabama today.
Back in Birmingham.
Today we talk about a young rapper who lost his life inside his car. A drill that's becoming quite normal for Alabama. And what makes this video even more crazier is that this young man's demise comes less than 48 hours after dropping a music video, associating himself with some well-known figures in Alabama. And like they say, fam, sometimes you ain't gotta be the one that pulled the trigger. But if you're affiliated, according to the enemies, you just as guilty. That pretty much seemed like the story we got here today. And the thing about this is that a lot of people didn't know this young man was even home. He was just arrested less than a year ago on some serious charges connected to some murders, which we'll later discuss in the video. Fast forward months later since that public arrest, now he's out shooting music video, shouting out a man who's connected to some bodies. Not to mention connected to a hood that was affiliated with the mass murderer who we also talked about last year. I'll leave the link in the bio.
11 bodies in 3 months. God damn.
This is a young man who was responsible for 14 boys spent, who some say was set up by the homie he was driving. Gang war.
Damn.
Just like the previous videos, I'll leave the link in the bio. Example of that. Some say this man don't be in nothing. Mind his business, get money, and stay out the way. Only him and God know that. But truth be told, when you affiliate with people like this, and you start making music videos, making yourself a bigger target, you gotta know what comes with this. It's unfortunate, but it's hard reality. So in today's story, we're bringing it all together, step by step, in order to show you what really led to this moment. It's another sad story, but as mentioned, we had like always. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angles. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Shout out to the fam.
The black and white by the local police and the district attorney's office. Then we know there's been a war going on the west side of Birmingham since 2022. And some say it started after a 19-year-old lost his life, which led to the opposition going on to rap about it. Instantly, not only putting a target on his back, but anyone who was affiliated with him and his crew. Now at this point, we know the link in the bio, and we covered most of this. But to give you a brief rundown, it started back in 2022, in April, when a 19-year-old lost his life. And according to public records, he was affiliated with the street gang operating in Birmingham. The group was one of several street gangs called out publicly by Mayor Randolph Woodford in a social media post on September 4th, 2022. That young man was identified as Davion Marcel Hickley, aka Trigger of TS and Rising West Princeton. At the time,
he's giving us new information in just the last
Shit.
few minutes about what happened.
Jonathan Skinner joins us live. He's been on the scene all morning. Jonathan, what's the newest information?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, we just confirmed, of course, this being a homicide within the last hour or so. Police are still on the scene here in West Birmingham. This is just a few blocks away from Princeton Hospital, between Princeton Parkway and 9th Street West in Birmingham. Now, we do know that at least one person was killed. The person was taken to a local hospital in a private vehicle and was pronounced dead at that local hospital. Detectives have been on the scene all morning. This happened around 2:30 a.m. and detectives have still been on the scene since around that time. Crime scene tape still up from about the Advance Auto on 9th Street West all the way up to the Burger King at Princeton Parkway, and still investigators are here this morning. And if we came out here, you could actually see still some of the actual bullet holes that are in the side of the Advance Auto parts here. So this was a wide area where this shooting, where this incident occurred, and we are still working to get more details right now. Confirmed to you right now is that at least one person died here this morning, and this all happened around 2:30 a.m. As we learn more details, we will share those with you as well. Reporting from West Birmingham, Jonathan Skinner, WBRC Fox 6 News.
Rumors is that a retaliation assault attempted to
How do you know
the
that?
driver of a silver BMW who pulled up to the church with a handgun in his lap, but the suspect fled. TSMG will also take another blow with another man identified as the white D'Angelo Thomas Jr., aka Didi. He said he'd been driving for TSMG during the shootout while driving a stolen Audi SUV. It was found on the 700 block of 6th Avenue West in Greymount.
Names may have changed. What they do is not. I spoke with former ATF agent and current Calera Police Chief David Heitch to learn more about gang activity here in Central Alabama. He says many street gangs are still selling drugs and firearms. In particular, one of the pillars of many of their businesses will be actually weed, and that's because it's very profitable, in demand, and most police forces are paying attention to harder drugs. Back in Chief Heitch's time with the ATF, he says
They need to
there are
legalize
a lot
that
fewer
shit.
gangs, but that has shifted in the last decades. Gangs have become, quote, more fluid, and because of that, he has no idea how many gangs could be active right now in Central Alabama, and that lack of structure may be behind the recent rash of shootings.
They're about making money, but the shootings are over ridiculously silly.
From the outside looking in, at this point, things will look crazy because it seemed that TSMG had a target on their back, but only they allegedly knew by who until someone went to rapping. December 2nd, 2022, they dropped a track titled Smacking and Spinning. In those lyrics, you hear White Boy Spin taking credit for the demise of TSMG Trigger Man, going as far saying he got hit in his head from his headshot, and also taking the cross off his face from his cross tattoo on the left side of his face. And at this point, not only did these two have
Lord Jesus.
of the opposition, they also gained new fans from allegedly living in raps. But they also gained the attention of local authorities. And they also gave every B-roll person who was in this video a target on their back. But shortly after, TSMG will have revenge. 41st AJ will lose his life, followed by White Boy Spin. And not only did White Boy Spin lose his life, but Lil Quay will later lose his life. The man identified is taking a shot at TSMG Trigger Man by White Boy Spin. And the song
They're like kids, bro. Like, we ain't like 13.
41st AJ will take his last breath, becoming the 91st homicide victim in Birmingham that year. It was August 13th, 2022. A barrage of gunfire began. And at this point, there was a lot of back and forth. It was war between TSMG and 41st. White Boy Spin was allegedly connected to multiple bodies, and two of them was two innocent females at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I don't even want to say at the wrong place at the wrong time, like they don't deserve to go out and hang out, because people want to take their war and shoot up innocent people.
That's fucked up.
Park City is a place where
God
you can ski and ride.
That's be like, you get into it with some niggas, fuck it. And y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do, but when innocent motherfuckers get hit, that's a bitch. But damn, I ain't know it was going down like that in Birmingham. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I did not know it was going the fuck down like that. These niggas in Birmingham tripping. Figure out who the fuck is who.
Some of the chairs that like my ticks off. The stovetop.
Developing at this hour, Birmingham police.
Women who are mothers named Markesia Atkins and Shavita Williams, or Wilson rather, Willis, were innocent bystanders, but the story doesn't end there. Olivia Calmes has more on what police are calling an increase in brazen crime in our community.
Unheard of. That's the word Birmingham police is using to describe this double shooting. One shooting is hard enough to swallow, but now we're learning those suspects followed the victims to the hospital where they were shot at again. Now police are looking for those suspects. Again, those shootings happened in two locations. Police believe the gunfire stemmed from a targeted attack, but many of the victims who were struck by gunfire appear to have been bystanders. Now, no one else was injured in that second shooting, but both of the victims' car and the UAB police car were shot at outside of the hospital emergency room door. The fact that the shooting continued to the hospital and in plain sight is why police say this is extremely alarming for Birmingham.
From everything that I've seen on social media, they were mothers who were just trying to go out and have a good time, Labor Day weekend, and for somebody to open fire on whoever, you ended up killing two completely innocent mothers who had nothing to do from it. And we say all the time how many innocent victims get caught in a crossfire during senseless violence. And this morning, it just epitomizes that.
Of those injured, one man is now fighting for his life at the hospital tonight. Police say if you have any information, give
Birmingham's police chief also addressing the shooting in a statement earlier today. He says in part, quote, 2 families were destroyed and 3 other victims will have to live with the scars of this senseless violence for the rest of their lives. The vast majority of our citizens want a safer Birmingham and better Birmingham, yet we continue to have a small group who can only resolve conflict.
But nonetheless, you briefly mentioned why white boys spent lost since like red Honda Accord. As mentioned in the previous video, his demise was real.
Look like a check mark.
Not to mention, it was over 30 shots let off just on his side of the car, which made people from his hood believe that the person he was riding with set him up. Maybe true, maybe not. The guy he was riding with,
Bro, people be commenting some crazy shit.
Going around that he was now incarcerated, arrested for murder, allegedly being one of the several suspects who shot a man on camera, taking his belongings, pistol whipping him, dragging him, and trying to shoot everyone he was with. He was also seen on the highly anticipated documentary based out of Birmingham, Alabama, with the serial killer, Damian McDaniel. And the person taking up for white boy spit was a guy named Petey, real name Naquan Law.
No, I've been up in that shit. $300 on the floor. On my baby, you just had $300 on the floor. Embarrass him. $300 on the floor, fool. You talking about some money, fool? $300. Niggas ain't even beefing with you and you ain't got shit for $300, nigga. $300? Niggas spend that shit at the food store.
At the food store.
On my baby, look at this. Fool ain't got $300 on the floor.
I'm finna cry. Listen to him. He on that
What am I come get my Glock back? Come get my stick back. You stole it. And if that was me, I wouldn't even left. On my bed, I would have sat on a nigga for 12 hours on my children. If I knew a nigga was sitting on me, I would have. If I knew a nigga was sitting on me, bitch, I wouldn't even, man. Niggas was sitting on me. Niggas were really sitting on me, fool. Niggas had me in their palms like this. Niggas had me in their palms like this on my baby. Nigga could have risen and got me. You hear me? Niggas not on that on my baby. If I see y'all, I'm gonna sit on your ass for 12 hours if I have to, nigga, on my children. You talking about? And then his little partner talking about, oh yeah, we was sitting on that nigga Peter. We had to leave though, cause we were home.
For murder, and he was one of 4 people who was arrested for drug trafficking. Now, Peter was responsible for a homicide on the 81st Place South that happened less than 24 hours after a mass shooting at 5 Point South. That, according to Birmingham police, his good friend, Damian McDaniel, was responsible for. Another person he was arrested with was Xavier Brandon Clark. But they saying he just came home, because less than 48 hours ago from me doing this video, he dropped a music video called Jeezy Flow. Now go by the rap stage name, Pepper Chasing Zay. And in his lyrics in Jeezy Flow, he's repping the West Side. And he also shot and at that point, despite life going on. As a husband, a father, a son, a brother, he put gasoline on fire and made himself a target by standing up for somebody with so many enemies. Less than 48 hours later, Paper Chasing Zay would lose his life.
Damn!
October 9, 2025, Paper Chasing Zay had just pulled up home on the 1100 block of Graymont Avenue West. And suddenly, the shots had rained out. According to reports, at around 11:35 p.m., officers arrived at his home and discovered him shot inside his vehicle in the driveway. He was just 28 years old. He was DOA, made every victim of this story. Rest in peace and love and condolences to their family.
48 hours after he dropped the video? Damn.
The man killed in a homicide on Graymont Avenue West as 28-year-old Xavier Clark. They say it happened last night just after 11:30 p.m. That's when officers arrived. They found an unresponsive man with gunshot wounds in a car in the driveway of a home. They say at least 2 cars were towed. You can see them being towed there. There's a white car that was taken away from the premises and a black car. And it's unclear which car he was sitting in, but officers say multiple shots were fired in the area. So far, no one is in custody, but they do say that this is a very populated area, and they're asking anyone with surveillance footage or if you know anything to give them a call. Call 911 or Crime Stoppers. At the First Alert Desk, I'm Jazz Williams.
At the end of the day, fam, it's another young life gone too soon, another family hurt, and another community left asking why. And what makes stories like this hit so hard is because behind the name, behind the music, behind all the street talk, these are real people. Somebody's son, somebody's friend, somebody's dream that never got a fair chance to let it play out. And this right here should be a reminder for all of us. You don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. Sometimes protecting your peace means moving away from what you used to feel normal, including the people that's in it. And we don't truly know if him affiliating himself with these people made him a target or something he done. But what we do know thus far is having so many things to look over your shoulders for ain't really what you call living. But nonetheless, once again, rest in peace to every victim that we covered in this thing.
Yeah, man.
We pray.
That shit crazy than a motherfucker, man. But I'm out this motherfucker, man. Hit that like, comment, sub.